What's up guys, and welcome back to On the Brick with another review. Today we will be looking at one of my favorite custom makers out there, NatesMinifigs. I'll be honest here, I don't really know how long Nate has been around, but I discovered him just about a month ago, and I think he is someone that you should know about. When it comes to the world of custom LEGO, there are a few different types of sellers. There are people like Clone Army Customs who do custom printing on their figures, people like AV who sell decals and decaled figures, or even Mirrored who has now changed his name to Get Your Kicks Before Order 66 who just draws on his figures. But Nate does not do any of that and instead puts the power of creation in your hands. What I am showing you here are the products that Nate sells on his website. As you can see, these are custom-made 3D printed armor pieces for your figures. He sells all sorts of helmets, shoulder pads, knee pads, chest plates. He even sells magnets if you want to add your jetpack on like that. He does mainly focus on Mandalorians right now. However, he has been releasing different figures for Halo and is also going to be releasing a Phase 2 Clone Trooper relatively soon. But obviously, I wouldn't just be blindly talking about this guy, and I actually went ahead and made a purchase. In fact, I've made a few, but we're only going to focus on one. This particular purchase was the biggest that I've made from him, and also the only one that I had any sort of issue with. For some reason, it seems like my order slipped through the cracks and wasn't shipped out when he said it was going to be. So from the time of purchase to the time of arrival, it was about 3.5 weeks of waiting. With that said, he was always extremely responsive when I reached out to him. His responses came almost immediately most of the time. He was very friendly, very informative, and every other purchase I've made from him has had no problems and shown up within a week of me making the purchase. I also need to say though that he does get a lot of purchases which oftentimes might back him up, but he always communicates this on his Instagram, letting you know if things are going to take an extra day or two to be shipped out. And because of the delay and the mishap of my order here, he actually threw in some freebies for me. For instance, this minifigure is not something that I ordered and something he just threw in for free. And yes, that was serious meowing. Obviously, he sells these on his website as a place to put the armor onto. Here you can see that I purchased his normal hunter helmet. This is like the Boba Fett, Jango Fett style. If you're making a generic male Mandalorian, this is the helmet you're probably going to get. However, I also bought the helmet for Jin, or the Mandalorian from the TV show of course. And if you go to Nate's website, you'll see that he offers this listing where you get 3 random pieces, misprints or older pieces, for $2. I do think this is a little misleading as most of what you see here is helmets, but what I ended up getting are these 3 shoulder armor pieces. At least I'm pretty sure that that's what these 3 are, because you can't order individual shoulders like this. And Nate, if I can make one recommendation, and I know that this is going to add a little bit more work to what you do, but I would really recommend separating out the armor. For instance, the armor in this bag is not from a single one of your designs, but from multiple of them. I think if someone is ordering multiple sets of armor, it would be easier for them to have those separated accordingly. Put the hunter stuff together, put the Din stuff together, and if someone is ordering those miscasts, those absolutely should be in a bag of their own, just so there's no confusion. And here's why I'm saying that. Let's say that this Din helmet is actually one of the miscasts that you sent me. Now, I would assume, and let's just assume for the sake of this scenario, that because it's miscast, that means it cannot fit properly on a Lego head. And if it can't fit properly, knowing how you do things, because I've watched your videos, the helmet will probably fall off. Now, if I know that it is a miscast, then I shouldn't go to you and complain about it because that's what I purchased. But if I don't know it's a miscast, then I have reason to go to you and say, hey, this helmet that I bought doesn't work. Then you're probably sending me a new one, even though you really shouldn't have to. So just to avoid any confusion on the consumer side and any extra problems on your side, I would consider taking that little bit of extra work to sort things out on their own. And like I said, if anything, at the very least, those misprints. However, as you saw, I did get more from Nate. This is his Carter helmet that I got. And for the record, all of the stuff you're seeing here, Nate designed himself. He has full videos on his YouTube channel showing this process. It's linked down below. My personal favorite helmet that Nate sells are these Owl Hunter helmets, or the female Mandalorian ones. I personally just think the look of these are a little bit more dynamic than the generic Mandalorian ones. And then of course I also got a jetpack and a backplate. In the next bag over is another freebie that Nate sent me. This is his cat helmet from Halo Reach. Like I showed you at the beginning, he's made helmets for almost all of Noble Team at this point, and I believe he's making armor sets for them as well, which I am very excited for. And then I have another Carter helmet and another Owl Hunter helmet with a bunch of stuff stuck inside. And again, this is one of the reasons why I would highly recommend sorting out the armor. The rest of this bag is just armor bits and another jetpack to finish making some figures. To skip ahead a little bit, this is everything that I got in this purchase here. 7 helmets, a minifigure, some jetpacks, 2 full sets of armor for Carter, and armor to make other minifigures. I didn't actually film this process, which I probably should have done, but to connect this armor to your minifigure, you do need to glue it on there. I personally use modeling glue and it works perfectly fine. Now, one thing that I highly recommend, and Nate does as well, is to glue everything onto the figure first and then paint it. If you've ever painted miniatures or model kits, that might seem counterintuitive, but just trust me when I say that it's a lot easier that way. I personally keep the different body parts separate at first so I can really get in there. Nate likes to put everything together and paint it all at once. Either way is fine, it's up to you. And if you're wondering about the quality of these figures, you shouldn't be. They are absolutely fantastic. While Nate himself recommends that you lightly sand all of the pieces and your minifigure before gluing and painting, I have found that it's not really that necessary 99% of the time because the pieces are just that good. The quality of these printed, and here meaning 3D printed parts, is really good and top quality here. My personal painting skills are not top quality, but these are some of the figures that I made with his parts, including Carter, a Buzz Lightyear Mandalorian, Harley and Joker Mandalorians, and my favorite is this Roman soldier Mandalorian that I got, and right now I'm actually working on an Ahsoka Mandalorian. And that is my favorite thing about NatesMinifigs, is that using the parts that he makes, I can design any figure that I want. Because yeah, while he focuses on Mandalorians right now, as I said, he's expanding off of that, but you don't need to make it a Mandalorian. You can just use the armor bits, you can mix and match, you can take a Carter helmet and put Mandalorian armor on it. So if you're someone like me that loves making miniatures or building model kits or just loves painting things, NatesMinifigs is definitely a site that you should check out. To me, it is a 4.8 out of 5, really just because, again, not sorting the pieces there, it's not that big of a deal, but I would personally like it and think it should be done. And second, he does have discount codes. You can find them out there, especially if you're on Instagram. However, they are one-time uses. As someone with my own website that I think you should check out, I can understand why, but I do also like saving money, so you can't blame a guy. Oh, and if anything, this is a really great way just to get helmets for a mock. But let me know your thoughts on NatesMinifigs and what he sells in the comments down below. Have you purchased from him before? What would you like to see him make? Links to his Instagram, website, and YouTube are in the comments down below. And please do remember to help fight that algorithm by liking this video and hitting that subscribe button, and making sure to ring that bell to actually be notified when videos come out. A huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who have continued their support, and a special thank you to Jade and Jonathan and Project Elements. And Nathan, he deserves a shout out too. You can join them for as little as $1 a month. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.